Hello, good morning, Sunday School Scholars. It's Pastor Walter, and I'm delighted to be with you again. Now, I'm a little late in the week because we did this earlier this week, and guess what happened? My face showed up, but no sound, and I can't explain why. So, with that discovery, we decided to redo this, and we're going to have a fine Sunday school lesson. Amen. Technology is wonderful when it works. Amen. When it doesn't, it presents us a challenge. So today, if you would go to your Bibles or your Sunday School quarterlies or whatever you use to guide your lesson by on your telephone or computer, iPad, let's go to Acts chapter 9. And let's look at verses 9 through 17. We're dealing today with the conversion of Saul. Now, Saul was a young man who was a brilliant scholar. He was a Pharisee. He was Jewish. He was a Roman citizen. He was a scholar, trained in Greece and trained in the law. He was a master. He also had an avocation, which was to take strips of fabric and design portable dwelling places that we call tents today. He was a tent maker. So he was a multifaceted person. He was in love with the law and he loved Jewish tradition. So much so until he considered the people of the way or Christians as opposing that which he was working with. Now, that's my phone. It's going to have to ring. It's going to ring twice. And then whoever's on the phone will know that I'm currently doing a video. And they probably will hang up or they can hang on with us while we study this lesson. Now, this young man was so determined to promote the idea of the law of Israel until he took it upon himself to rid Jerusalem of the Christians. He got mad about it. He didn't like people believing in Jesus Christ, freedom from the law. He didn't like the idea of the gospel. It was not legalistic enough. And so he used whatever means necessary. He made himself available in a military sense to conquer all those who were quote unquote believers. He was so furious with them. He put them in jail. Some of them were executed. He was present when Stephen was executed. He was in agreement with that. He would follow the Christians into foreign cities and drag them back to stand trial, and some were executed. He was just mad about the freedom that the gospel gives. Now, some people will be mad with you when you get free from the tyranny of sin because you and I, as a sinner, useful to the kingdom of darkness. And some individuals like it like that. We're profitable to them as long as we in our sin. So one day he decided that he would chase the Christians who were in Damascus. Now, that's a town 160 miles from Jerusalem, sitting high on the hill, surrounded by a lush green forest, set on top of a hill and gleaming white structures at that time. And there was a very significant Jewish community within that area. And he went there to arrest, apprehend, bound, and drag back to Jerusalem as many Christians as possible. He wanted to annihilate the Christian community. And there are people today in this world who have that same intent. But he didn't quite make it. He had his entourage, had his military group with him. They were moving 6 days. They were in a hurry to get there. They were full of hate and venom. And then all at once, on a sunny day, something like lightning brighter than the sun surrounded them. The men that he was with, they, out of fear, fell to the ground. When they recaptured themselves, they heard some murmuring. They didn't understand it, but Paul understood it. Saul, Saul, listen here. Why are you persecuting the Christians? And Jesus made it personal. and your salvation and mine is personal to Jesus Christ. He said, why are you persecuting me? Why are you kicking against the pricks? Why are you inflicting pain upon yourself in order to destroy something that God has given as to rescue sinful humanity? He acknowledged the fact that he was mastered. He was out there. He's a big man in terms, not in terms of stature, but in terms of his ability, his status, his standing, and his power. But laying there on the ground, he said, Lord, Lord. He submitted. What would you have me to do? Lord said, get up. I'm going to take your vision. I want you to be hand delivered down to a street called Straight in Damascus. I want you to go to one of the believers' houses, and I want you to wait there. By and by, a man named Ananias will come, and until he comes and prays for you, you will be blind. Now, what did he do those 3 days that he was in the believer's house? He communicated with the Lord. His heart was changed. His desire was changed. He probably spent many hours in forgiveness. The Bible said he did not eat or drink. He was consumed with understanding and submitted himself to the power of Jesus the Christ. Ananias, on the other hand, said, Lord, you want me to go pray for this murderous, mean man? I'm not so sure about that. And the Lord said to him, who was a Jewish leader, a Christian believer in the Jewish community, a preacher of the gospel, he said, go do it. Again, he submitted because he didn't think Saul was safe. Be hanging around. And he went to the house, found him on his knees, praying, prayed for him. His sight was restored, and the rest, we say, is history. As Barnabas carried him to meet the brothers, and as he went to matriculate for years in the desert place, that he may learn the ways of the Lord, and became one of the most outstanding to this day teachers, evangelists, mentors, missionaries the world has ever seen promoting Christianity. Today, my question to you as we close out this time and as you open your discussion in your class, have you seen the light? Have you seen the light of Christ? Until you see the light of Christ, you are blind. God bless you. Pastor loves you. Check me out on the video. Go to Pastor Walter Cross. You see all kind of good stuff. And check out Anticipated Worship and Martin Chapel United for our worship services. God bless you. Talk to you real soon. Now, I'm on my own today. I got to go find this button.